We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
Hi, I'm Kurt Angle. I represented the United States in the Olympics in 1996 and won a gold medal. Then I parlayed that into a pro wrestling career. I saw a commercial a few years ago.
Tunnel to Towers Foundation made a promise.
The Tunnel to Towers Foundation is paying off the mortgages for Gold Star families with young children. I thought, this is really cool. I want to be a part of it. My dad served in the Army for 30 years. We didn't have a lot of money, but he made sure we had what we needed. He set a great example for all of us. He died in a construction accident my freshman year in high school. When he died, we didn't have any income coming in, and we ended up being forced to move out of our house. I was devastated. So I understand what these families are going through, and to have an organization like Tunnel to Towers come in and pick you up and carry you and give you a home to live in, I think that's just amazing. I'd like to ask you to donate $11 a month to support these efforts by going to t2t.org or calling 1-844-BRAVEST.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Commonwealth
Live
is
from the gaming capital of the world. Time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning.
All righty, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program. We come to you live and direct from the gaming capital of the world, right here from the South Point studios at the South Point Hotel Casino Complex on Las Vegas Boulevard in your gaming capital and the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show. We also welcome all of you listening to us on our anchor radio station here in town, Sports Talk 1400 AM and 107.1 FM. And, of course, all of the other platforms that we have, our websites, and the apps that you can get on your devices so you can hear us through the radio station or see and hear us through the YouTube app as well on your devices, your iPhone, Android, and Google phones. And, of course, anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever, welcome to the Race Day Show for this Thursday, almost Friday, Race Day Show. All right, here's the latest because the weather is playing a little bit of a maneuver for us over the weekend. Now, here in Las Vegas, we have had nothing but rain come and go and stay and stay and go and stay. All of those systems that are going through Southern California make its way through here, through Las Vegas and Phoenix, etc., on its way out to the Midwest and East Coast. Right now, the weather patterns that we had in the last couple of days that gave us all the rain is sitting over Oklahoma, parts of Texas, through Dallas there, etc., and, of course, Nashville, Tennessee, and in Arkansas, etc. It is, however, north of Louisiana, so it looks like the opening of fairgrounds today at New Orleans will be okay. But that, as far as that's the weather that is happening right now. As far as the temperatures are concerned, here in Las Vegas, it's cold and damp out there. Now, we had all of that rain that's come through. Right now, we're taking a little respite in between. But because it gets so cold here, the dampness is just staying. It's not drying out. And so it's 45 degrees right now outside here in Las Vegas. It's layered clothing weather. And we're only going to get up to 60 degrees today. And this is the type of weather that we're going to have for the next couple of days. As a matter of fact, the prediction is we might have a little rain coming through here through Friday and the weekend, which, of course, means that that front is going to be coming from California. We'll wait and see if it drops down to Southern California. As a result of all this activity happening here in the Southwest and all of these backed up storms that are coming through here, just about an hour, maybe a half an hour after we went off the air yesterday, Del Mar sent out a press release that said they're going to be canceling the races tomorrow. All right? So there's going to be no racing at Del Mar tomorrow as a result of the aftermath of all of this weather that's coming through and the dampness out there. So we'll get the latest from John Lindo on that. But what they have said is they're going to take tomorrow's card that they canceled out, and they're going to drop it over to Sunday. Okay? I'm sorry, Monday. The card from tomorrow that has been canceled will drop over on a special Monday racing card at Del Mar. So Del Mar is still going to have 3 continuous days of racing this week, but it's going to be Saturday, Sunday, and Monday instead of the Friday to Sunday. So the Friday card tomorrow goes to Monday, a 3-day special Monday holiday. Well, not holiday, I guess it's for racing it would be, but a special Monday card. They're going to shift the Friday card to Monday. That's at Del Mar. As far as any of the other tracks are concerned, and we know we've been kind of concerned about Turf Paradise. It's now open again because that front goes through, California, parts in southern Nevada here, and then right through Phoenix, Arizona, and where Turf Paradise is at. And they had canceled a racing day already, but it seems like they're okay there because we have no cancellations at Turf Paradise. So that's what's happening here in the Southwest, flexing situations because of the weather conditions, okay? As far as the East Coast and down in Florida, and of course, opening day at Fairgrounds in New Orleans, everything is set and ready to go. All systems are go there. So that's the latest on the weather conditions for horse racing. No racing on Friday, tomorrow, Del Mar. That card will be transferred to Monday, a special Monday card, okay? Taking a look at the situation with the jockeys. Now, we know that Flavien Prat is down there at Aqueduct. He's riding in New York. As a matter of fact, going into today, Prat is the leading jockey in the jock standings with 17 wins already for this short meet over Manny Franco. Manny Franco's got 10. Kendrick Carmiche has got 9. Ricardo Santana and Jose Lezcano is locked in next at 6 wins apiece going into today. And as far as the trainers there in New York, Chad Brown's got 1 win over Linda Rice. He's got 8. She's got 7. Brady Rodriguez and Tom Morley got 5 each, and Brad Cox is sitting there at 4. But with the jockeys kind of maneuvering around this time of the year from what they were last time of the year, Flavien Prat is now in New York instead of in Southern California. And starting at the fairgrounds today, you got Jose Ortiz that had a banner year last year at the fairgrounds. Ortiz had a banner year at the fairgrounds last year, so he's going to go back. Jose Ortiz is going to go back. Now, last year at the fairgrounds, Ortiz had 340 mounts, of which he won 97 races. And he was the leading jockey down there with 97 races for a win percentage of 28.5%, which was the highest win percentage out of all the jockeys there that had enough mounts to qualify for that at Fairgrounds last year. Brian Hernandez, who is coming back now, had the second highest win percentage at 20.7%. He had 36 wins at the Fairgrounds. And, of course, Jareth Loveberry, Ben Curtis, when he gets back to riding off of his injury, Michelle Merle and Edgar Morales, they'll all be back as well. But the Fairgrounds Jockey Colony will also be hosting Paco Lopez, who, as you know, has been suspended by HISA, but the state of Louisiana is not under jurisdiction of HISA. So Paco Lopez went down there to ride, and he's been riding in Louisiana. He'll be riding at the Fairgrounds. And Sophie Vives from, I believe she was riding in Woodbine, in northern Woodbine in Canada. She's coming down to ride at the Fairgrounds as well. Now, as far as the trainers are concerned, you got Ethan West and Aaron West both coming back, and Jonathan Wong, who was also, fined and suspended by HISA. You remember that trainer, Jonathan Wong. He's down there in Louisiana because he can train down there, and so he's got a stable back. He's going to be back down there. And Peter Urton, who of course was based out of Southern California, he's going to have a stable this year at the Fairgrounds. So it's going to be kind of exciting to see what's going on at the Fairgrounds. Remember, Fairgrounds, which is owned by the Churchill Downs people, the Fairgrounds, of course, has three big major Kentucky Derby prep races in their series that winds up with the Louisiana Derby. So we'll wait and see about that. Fairgrounds getting started today. Big meet down there for the through the winter and the holiday season. So Fairgrounds starts today. And, of course, we're waiting for Oaklawn Park to start. That'll start early in December. Oaklawn's going to have, Rosario and Saez. Luis Saez says he's going down there as well at Oaklawn. And Jamie Torres has decided to ride at Oaklawn as well. So you can see so these jockeys are kind of maneuvering around to different spots. And, of course, most of the jockeys are migrating to the racetracks that have high purse values. And that would be, of course, Oaklawn Park and Fairgrounds for the wintertime. And we'll wait and see about that. Woodbine has moved their post times for Friday and Saturday because they're trying to also, take care of the weather situation there. So on Friday, tomorrow, they'll go from a 1:30 start time Pacific time to noon. They'll start at 12 noon tomorrow, Woodbine. You're going to back it up an hour and a half. And then on Saturday, Woodbine's first post time goes from 10:05 a.m. Pacific time to 9 a.m. Pacific time. So they're backing it up an hour and 5 minutes there. Again, these are Pacific time adjustments, okay? Noon tomorrow, 9 a.m. on Saturday. The new backed up post times at Woodbine to kind of work around some of the weather that's happening up there in Canada as well. And Sahan Savici, who was involved in a spill on the 13th of this month, he's expected to return to racing on the 4th of December. So you remember they thought he had a couple of fractured vertebrae, etc. But Savici will be returning, hopefully, from that spill on November 13th on the 4th of December. So those are some of the latest news items coming in horse racing, that's for sure. And, of course, we have our handicappers, Jonathan Hardoon, Rich Eng, John Lindo, and Jerry J. Of course, Rich Eng will give us his thoughts about the Thursday night NFL football game between the Buffalo Bills and the Houston Texans, as well as a pick there. As far as yesterday concerned, Churchill Downs, Ired Ortiz Jr. got his first win of the day in the first race for Brad Cox's first winner of the day, paying $2.48 as the big prohibitive favorite there. Brother Jose won the second race at Churchill for his first win of the day for Mike Maker. And then Eric Asmussen, back in the saddle, won the third race for his father, Steve Asmussen, paying $3.62. Jamie Torres, that we're talking about, that's heading to Oaklawn Park, Torres had a winner in the fourth race for Mertcan Kanamasi, paying $20.02. And then the fifth race gave Jose Ortiz his second win of the day for Joe Sharp, paying $4.26. Torres came back for his second win in the seventh race for D. Whitworth Beckman, paying $7.40. Eighth race winner, Aggressive Lime, for trainer Brad Cox. Irad Ortiz Jr. and Brad Cox teamed up for their second win together in the eighth race yesterday, paying $4.20, outrunning our Jonathan Hardoon's pick for us that finished third in the race. And then the final race winner on the day at Churchill Downs paid more for a $2 win bet than the combination of all of the other 8 race winners combined. The winner of the last race paid $134.44. And the horse was appropriately named Brilliant Bomb. Honestly, Brilliant Bomb, name of the horse that won $134.44. That gave a nice late pick 5, a payoff of $6,351.98. And the pick 6, $12,643.02 yesterday at Churchill Downs. Our handicappers were all over the place. Like I said, Jonathan Hardoon's horse finished third in that race. Dwayne Colucci's pick at Tampa Bay finished second in the seventh race. And Rich Ang's pick at Parks Racing yesterday in the ninth race finished second. So our handicappers were all over on the picks there yesterday, okay? And so we will have our handicappers back today to give us from second to first maybe today, huh? How about that? Of course, we will have your racing menu, etc. So without any further ado, we'll take our first break. I want to remind you that, we've on our website, we've got the chat box, and our chatters chat away, and they're very, they're educated people as far as they know what's going on in horse racing. So our chatters are chatting away, and you can be part of that if you want to. Just go to our page at YouTube, the YouTube streaming page, the Race Day page at YouTube's South Point Streaming Network, and the chat box will be on the right-hand side of your screen, and you can join the chat box by subscribing, and subscription is free. Doesn't cost you anything but to click on subscribe, and then you can get in that chat box and start chatting away on anything you want to chat about, hopefully on horse racing. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos 2 Million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on at astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Want to congratulate the 2025 Cartier Horse of the Year in Europe. This is like the Eclipse Awards is here. The winner of that was Calandagan. Calandagan wins the 2025 Cartier Horse of the Year by his performances over the pond. And by the way, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf winner, Gustad, was named the champion 2-year-old colt there at the Cartier Horse of the Year award. So congratulations there. All right, now listen. I got to give you the temperatures because I was told by somebody that listens and watches the show that he's got a bet going on with his friend every day when I give the temperatures. It's a 50-50 shot whether Phoenix, Arizona or Brownsville, Texas will be the hottest spot in the nation. So for the purposes of that wager today, we have the temperatures. Miami is 81. New York is 50 degrees, partly sunny, partly cloudy there. Chicago's got a little rain going on at 52 degrees. Southern California has some chances of rain down there in 58 degrees. You can see how there's a cold pocket, there's a cold front, a pocket over the southwest because L.A. only gets up to 58 today. Of course, as I told you here, we're going to be between 59 and 60 degrees to get here today at Las Vegas. Phoenix, Arizona will be 65. And for those of you who wagered on Brownsville, Texas, yes, it is the hottest spot in the nation today at 88 degrees. So there you have it. There it is. All right. Time to get started with our racing menu for today, reminding you, as we always do, first post times on this menu each and every day reflect the first post times in the Pacific time zone. We are in the Pacific time zone here at the South Point, and no matter how cold and raw it is outside, it always fast, firm, perfect, and comfortable in the race book here. So if you want to join us for some racing today, these will be the first post times, Pacific first post times on the menu. If you are in another time zone, simply put, just adjust to it so you don't miss anything like I miss Mom and Dad, okay? We begin with Aqueduct Racetrack, the Big A in New York, and we will check out mostly cloudy, 42 degrees. By first post time, the track is fast, the outer turf course is firm, and the inner turf course is closed. Remember, they're stretching it out one more week of turf racing at Aqueduct before they close down turf racing for the year in New York. So that's the deal. Okay, those are the conditions today at Aqueduct. You have 9 races there at the Big A and a first post time of 9:10. 9:10 first post at Aqueduct today. All right, Churchill Downs. 10 races today at Churchill. Their Pick 6 jackpot carryover now stands at $153,419. First post time, 10 races today at Churchill is at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. at Churchill Downs. Opening day at the fairgrounds in New Orleans. Yeah, it is. Opening day at fairgrounds sees a couple of stakes races. The John Valine Memorial is the 5th race on the card, and the Joseph R. Peluso Memorial is the 6th race on the card. $200,000 stakes races, back-to-back, 5th and 6th. 9 races overall today at the fairgrounds. Their first post time for opening day of this season at the fairgrounds is set at 10:45. 10:45 at the fairgrounds. Woodbine has a post time today of 2:30. First post time at 2:30 today at Woodbine. Their carryover today, the Super High 5 jackpot carryover, $139,675. $139,675. 8 races at Woodbine. First post time is at 2:30. 2:30 today. Delta Downs has 8 races today. Their first post time is at 2:45. 2:45 at Delta. Penn National will also start at 2:45 today. 2:45 first post time at Penn National. And they have a Super High 5 jackpot carryover of $13,206. 9 races, Penn Nat. First post time again is also at 2:45. Then we have Charlestown. Charlestown has 8 races today. Charlestown has a Pick 6 jackpot carryover of $14,241. First post time at Charlestown today is set at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. And then Remington Park will also kick in at 4 o'clock with their 9-race card. 9 races at Remington. 4 o'clock Pacific time is their first post time as well. That's your racing menu for this almost Friday, Thursday. And now we get out to Jonathan Hardoon, who's standing by, waiting to give us his thoughts for today. Jonathan, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Tilt your camera down a little. There you go. We want to center you up. Yeah, we center you up there now. So how's the weather there in upstate New York?
Upstate, it's overcast and freezing cold. Down by Aqueduct, not so bad. It's overcast, but no rain. The rain is gone. So
Jonathan, I know you do a lot of racetracks with your service, Aqueduct and Gulfstream, most of the time, and of course Southern California, and right now at Churchill Downs. Do you venture at all into any of the fairground races?
Well, their big days I'll do, when they have their big races. They run a lot of Mondays and Tuesdays, or some of those days. So when
Uh-huh.
they do those days, I'll do, but I'm not doing more than 3 tracks, just too much. So.
Well, yeah, no, it's a lot of work for you guys, that's for sure. Um, in your observations, and of course you're not handicapping it every day at the fairgrounds, does that racetrack have any biases to it? I mean, most racetracks, of course, if they're fair racetracks, will favor a little bit more speed than maybe closers. And we're talking about the main track now. Is that whole case at the fairgrounds?
No, it varies like every other track. You have to pay attention. That's why, unless you play a track every day, you're really up against it. You could do your homework and check the charts and watch replays at the end of the day if if you don't play the track. But you have to do your homework, Ralph. Nothing comes easy. So, and the game gets tougher and tougher, as you know. So, you got to do your homework if you want to be somewhat successful.
Well, and I think the byproduct of the game getting tougher and tougher is, the jockey colony gets beefed up with some of these very talented riders. We saw what happened last year when Jose Ortiz went down there for the first year, and he wiped out the jockey colony. He won the standings going away.
Yeah, but this year he's going to have to deal with Paco Lopez, who gets a lot of mounts. People like riding him. He's a terrific rider. But listen, obviously Ortiz has an edge. He's in Sharp's barn, and Joe Sharp won at a very high percentage there last year, as did Sherry DeVoe. So he's in the big right barn. So you have a big edge when you get to ride for the top outfits.
Peter Urton getting a stable down there for the first time, a stable down there. I mean, I know Urton went down there on occasion with horses, but he's got a stable down there. I guess that'll be an X factor too.
Yeah, and it's a little scary for Southern California when you see guys like Phil D'Amato, Pete Urich, and Peter Miller. They're all having strings of horses in other tracks. California's dying for horses, and all these guys, and rightfully so. They don't fill races. Their protocols for getting into races are very tough. If it rains outside for 5 minutes, they don't run. So they're chasing these trainers away. They have owners that they have to answer to, and rightfully so.
And bills to pay.
Well, the bills keep coming, whether they open or whether they run or don't run. You're still paying those bills.
Yeah.
So at least Santa Anita is increasing their purses, I think 5% or something to start. So that's a positive. But the problem is that they're chasing people away.
Well, and when you talk about those other trainers, they will have stables at Oaklawn Park, Phil D'Amato and Peter Miller, etc. Yeah. And those are two right. Guys that do fill the entry box.
Those are
that's
big
for sure.
Outfits. California can't afford to lose outfits like that, Ralph. They have enough problems filling fields as it is. So when you have guys moving or string of horses, even if it's 20 horses, whatever it is, it adds up. And it makes it more difficult to fill races, which makes the cards weaker, which people don't want to bet short 5-horse fields. So look at the Native Diver you're going to talk about. I think they have 4 or 5 horses in the race.
Well, yeah, the Native Diver that goes on Saturday as the 8th race at Del Mar. It's a grade 3. The purse there is $100,000. And they got 5 horses in the race. One, Nevada Beach, who just ran in the Breeders' Cup Classic for Bob Baffert and didn't run that bad in that race. And, of course, he won the Goodwood before that. Nevada Beach will break from post 3 with Juan Hernandez aboard for Baffert. The rail horse is indispensable, Hector Barrios for John Sadler. The 2 is Westwood, Umberto Rispoli for John Chiros. Then you got Nevada Beach. The 4 horses, British Isles, Diego Herrera for Richard Baltas. And the 5 is Clouseau, Kyle Frey for George Papapadromo. But those are the 5 horses in there. And to be quite frank with you, outside of Nevada Beach, I'm not too familiar with any one of the other 4.
It's probably an allowance race being called a stake race, to tell you the truth. And look, last week they tried 3 days to fill the Bob Hope. One day they had 3 horses. The next day they had, I don't know, 3 or 4 horses. And the third day they just gave up and decided not even to run it. So that's the state of Southern California racing, and it's sad.
Yes, it is. That's for sure. Now, you take by contrast the Commonwealth Turf on the Churchill Downs Saturday card, the 10th race there. It's a grade 3 on the turf for a purse of $300,000. They got a field of 11 for that one. And, you've got it's a good competitive race. The morning line favorite is sitting there at 7-2. And that, of course, is Troubleshooting, Tyler Gaffleone riding for Greg Foley. So that's going to be a very interesting race on the grass, if it stays on the grass, of course, at Churchill Downs, which I imagine it will be. It doesn't look like the weather's going to be that bad this weekend at Churchill.
No, and it is a terrific betting race there. I kind of like a horse in that race early. I like the Brad Cox horse in there, Chapman's Peak, 9-2 on the morning line. He goes for his 3rd straight win. Irad Ortiz climbed aboard for the first time 2 starts back. He's 2 for 2 on the horse. He gets to stick. Cox and Ortiz have had a lot of success since Ortiz moved his tack to Kentucky.
Well, taking a quick look at the field, the 1 is California Burrito. Brian Hernandez riding for Tom Drury Jr. The 2 is Troubleshooting, the lukewarm morning line favorite at 7-2, Gaffleone and Foley. The 3 is Montador, Luis Saez for Mike Stidham. The 4 is Enigata, Luan Machado for Mike Maker. The 5 is Outrunner, Jamie Torres for Jorge Duarte Jr. The 6 is Mancetti, Pedro Moran for Kevin Attard. This horse has been running, of course, up in Canada in stakes races. Got to watch out for that horse. I think maybe, is that not the King's Plate winner? Not sure. Okay, the 8 is, won a big stakes race, though, up there. The 7 is Giocoso, Jose Ortiz for Keith DeSormo. The 8 is Chapman's Peak, Irad Ortiz Jr. for Brad Cox. That's the horse you like. Cox, of course. The 9 is Flying Mohawk, Joseph Ramos for D. Whitworth Beckman. The 10 is Simulate, Julien Leperoux for Belmont. And the 11 is Plensa, Florent Garreau for Rusty Arnold. And yes, this, of course, is a race for 3-year-olds. So I'm pretty sure that Mancetti was either
yes,
the King's
he won
Plate.
The King's Plate.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about that horse is he's never run on the turf. He's run on synthetic at Woodbine, but never the turf. So he's going to try the grass for the first time. Everybody knows how good Kevin Attard is. It's interesting that he's shipping this horse in, but I guess Woodbine is closing soon or whatever, and he opted for this stake race. But he's going to try grass for the first time. He is bringing the rider in with him, so that's certainly a plus.
You know, and yes, they are. They're going to close, I think, early December at Woodbine. But nevertheless, that's a full field down there at Churchill Downs. So you're right about the flex and the amount of horses that are running on different circuits. And California does need more horses, that's for sure. All righty. Well, let's get started with some picks for today. How about that?
Okay, so let's go to Aqueduct at Aqueduct and look at the 8th race today, which is 1 1/8 on the main track. And I like the number 3 horse in here, Penn Street. This is a 7-year-old mare who was reclaimed by Linda Rice. She lost the horse for $16,000, Ralph, and she dipped back in and took him for $40,000. So that's certainly a positive sign.
Yeah.
She's stretching the horse out to 1 1/8 today, a distance she's never been, but I think she'll handle it. Carmouche aboard to ride. The price is right, 8-1 on the morning line. I like number 3, Penn Street, to upset and win today's 8th race out at Aqueduct.
Linda Rice is that's hitting her right between the eyes, the claiming game, that's for sure. And if she's going to reclaim this horse back, you know, she either likes the horse or certainly has the key to the horse, that's for sure. So in the 8th race, scratch number 5, Yankee Doodle, the 5 horse is out. But in that 8th race, you like number 3, Penn's Street. Kendrick Carmouche, who's one of the 2 main riders for Linda these days. He's riding the 3 horse in the 8th race, number 3 in the 8th race, Jonathan's pick. Hey, what about Churchill Downs?
Let's look at the fourth race today. It's a mile on the turf, and I assume they're on the grass. When I looked this morning, they were still on the turf, and I really like the number 3 horse in here, Eye on Rye. This is a 5-year-old gelding that people from Southern California will remember. This horse has spent most of his career in Southern California, used to be trained by a trainer, Ron Ellis. Well, now he's in the Matthew Sims barn. His last race at Keeneland, even though he finished 8th, he still earned a good figure, and he ran sneaky well in there. I like the 9-2 on the morning line. I think he's going to work out a good trip in here. Number 3, Eye on Rye, wins today's 4th race out of Churchill Downs.
All right, the 4th race at Churchill Downs, number 3, Eye on Rye. The 3 in the 4th race, Jonathan Hardoon's play at Churchill Downs. And don't forget, Jonathan has a full sheet of handicapping right now for both Churchill Downs and Aqueduct today, right?
JONHARDOON.com. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
And you stay warm, and I will too. Thanks.
You stay dry.
I'm going to try. That's for sure. All right, we'll be right back from the dry studios here at the South Point.
Thank you, buddy.
There are many families that need your help. I'm Mark Wahlberg, and I'm asking you to support the Tunnel to Towers Foundation in their efforts to deliver mortgage-free homes to catastrophically injured service members, Gold Star, and fallen first responders families with young children, as well as eradicating homelessness amongst our veterans. Everybody knows where the money's going, every single dollar. God bless you. Please contribute $11 a month to support their efforts by visiting t2t.org.
Are you ready to lock in your bets and cash in on the games this weekend? Get weekly football winners from Alex White, Chris Andrews, and Vinny Malulo.
I did take the dog 3.5.
I'm going to stay with the Colts here. That's definitely going to be one of my plays.
If the Bears have turned the corner, they have to take care of business in this game.
Yes.
Tune in for behind-the-book perspectives you won't find anywhere else.
Well, if you're looking to bet the under, you're going to get a better number.
The wise guys are certainly not going to play the favorites.
I know if it hits 7, don't blink. Maybe that's what bettors are waiting for.
Every NFL matchup, every college game that matters, the spreads, the stats, and the smart money plays.
Is there a way to bet against both teams?
Get your winning edge with Football Frenzy, streaming on YouTube every Friday at noon Pacific.
All righty, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to go out to Rich Eng, standing by. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners. And I cannot hear you, so I don't know whether the issue's on my end or your end, but I couldn't hear you.
All right, try it again. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, it must be it. Well, Rich, why don't you, since you can't hear me, our producer will text him and see if we can get a connection there for that. Okay? And in the meantime, we will remind everybody out there that we do have not only Rich Eng, but we have Jerry Jackowicz and John Lindo yet to come on the show. And so what we'll do is we're going to take another break real quick for you while we readjust Richie, and then we'll come back and continue the show, so don't go away.
South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to escape, come to Spa Costa del Sur. From couple suites to a co-ed wet area, our spa caters to business and leisure travelers who want to unwind and elevate their senses. A visit to one of our spa's steam, sauna, or whirlpool treatment rooms will leave any guest feeling like they can take on the world.
The best of quarter horse racing is always at Los Alamitos. The nation's top juveniles face off in trials for our richest race. The Los Alamitos $2 million on Sunday, November 23rd. Golden State Million winner in force. and Ed Burke Million winner Jess I'm Worth It are among the great stars in action. Then on Sunday, November 30th, super sophomores will race in the Southern California Derby Trials with shaking going on and astronomical 1, 2, 3 set to race. It's a November of thrills at Los Alamitos.
The Race Day Las Vegas Show, the only exclusive daily local media racing information source in Las Vegas.
All right, we're back on Race Day Las Vegas, and we have reconnected with a good line to Richie. So let's go back out to Rich Eng. Richie, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ralphie. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
Well, Richie, there's a kind of an interesting NFL game tonight. The Buffalo Bills will visit the Houston Texans, and both of these teams have the ability to really ignite a lot of point getting. But how do you see this game tonight?
Well, the thing that people have to keep in mind, we're deep into the season, week number 12 of an 18-week season. Everybody gets a bye, so it's 18 weeks instead of 17. But at this point of the year, Ralph, the teams that are fighting for either to win the division or to make the playoffs as a wild card, every game is a must-win. And so the two teams involved tonight are both in that position of must-win. The Buffalo Bills are at the Houston Texans. The line opened at 5.5. It's already up to 6. I've seen actually a couple of 6.5s, but when I sent in the my pick to Sean last night and then put in some bets, I have the Houston Texans at +6. So I'm going with the dog. The Buffalo Bills, the thing about the way they've been playing lately, Ralph, is they thought they had improved their defense, but that hasn't been the case. They're giving up a lot of yards and a lot of points, and it's forced Josh Allen to play what we call hero ball, meaning he needs to put up unbelievable statistics and scores. There was a game the other week, he had like 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns, which is just absurd numbers for an NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's had to put 30, 35, 40 points on the board just to be competitive. The thing with the Houston Texans, Ralph, is C.J. Stroud will miss his 3rd straight week due to concussion protocol. So Davis Mills is playing. But the last 2 weeks, if you watch the Texans, he has come through in the clutch and pulled out 2 big wins in a row as the backup quarterback. Houston's defense is maybe the best in the National Football League. So they're going to try to win the game on defense and hope Mills can put just enough offense together to get the score. We'll take the Texans +6 tonight, Rob.
Well, in the standings right now before tonight's game, the Bills are in second place with 7 wins, 2 behind the Patriots in the AFC East. And as far as the Texans are concerned, they're sitting in 3rd place. They're at 500, batting 500. They're 5 wins and 5 losses out of their 10 weeks, and they're 3 games behind the Colts in the AFC South. And the quarterback for the Houston Texans, where did he come from? What college?
If I'm not mistaken, I thought he played at Stanford. But before they drafted C.J. Stroud a few years ago, he actually was the starting quarterback behind a horrendous offensive line. I think he was like one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the National Football League. But they have held on to him as the backup to C.J. Stroud, and he's actually come on a couple of times and had to perform. And it shows in the National Football League, Ralph, you need 2 quarterbacks because very few quarterbacks, I think a third, statistically, a third of the quarterbacks play 17 games. That means 2/3 of the quarterbacks get knocked out and miss action at some point.
Yeah, the number 2 guy is really important now in the NFL, the way they play football for sure. And not only that, but with the Texans having a really good defense, as you say, and the porous defense of the Buffalo Bills, that might be a nice, juicy spread there, whether you get 6 or 6.5. So you like the Texans. You got +6. Right now it might be up to 6.5 over the Bills. They're hosting the Bills tonight in the NFL. What about horse racing? You got a nice second-place finish yesterday.
Yeah, he was coming strong under Eric Cancel, but he was just a couple of strides late. Let's go to Churchill Race 6. It's a mile on the main track. It's a 1-turn mile at Churchill. And I like the parking lot pose number 10, Protective. This horse was just claimed by trainer Matthew Sims off a big win. This horse has a ton of back class, Ralph. 7-2 in the morning line, should be finishing with Luan Machado. 10, Protective, race 6.
Okay, and that 1 mile is a big, long shoot before you get to the main track, and then a long round down the backside before you make that only one turn in the 1 mile race there. Churchill, you like the 10, Protective, the 10 in the 6th race today at Churchill, and the Houston Texans to cover that 6 points. All right, thanks a lot, my man, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks, Ralph. Good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it. We're going to take our final quick break, and when we come back, we did. We already did that break. So let's go right out to John Lendo standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
Yeah, we stuck in a commercial there, and we had technical difficulties with Richie, that's for sure. So now we can get you going from Southern California. Give me the latest on the weather.
Well, we're good right now. We're supposed to have another storm coming in tonight. So they are training and working on the main track at Del Mar. Right after training, they're going to seal that track. Obviously, we don't rain tomorrow, and they won't open it again until Saturday morning as we get ready for that old dirt card that was drawn yesterday for Del Mar on Saturday. So finally got some first dirt works late yesterday and this morning in 4 days. So the horsemen are playing catch up. Same thing in Santa Ana. They got to cut some dirt works in yesterday and this morning, but it had been 4 days since they were allowed to work on the dirt courses.
John, and you know, that is another dimension of the light entries in Southern California right now. Not only do they have the population of horses is down and they need more horses physically there, but then these horses are athletes. They need to stay in training, etc. And when you close down the racetrack, not only for racing but training, you set back their training patterns. And like you said, they're 4 days in arrears of their normal training schedule. And a lot of times the trainers will say, listen, there's a race in the book that we would have gone for, but my horse is a little bit back in training, and I'm just not going to take the chance of him running in that race, possibly overextending and getting hurt or just not running well. So they got to catch up on the training too. It's a twofold situation when you close down the racetrack and cancel the racing days, isn't it?
Oh, it's 100% true. The protocols make it very difficult on the horsemen during inclement weather in Southern California because we're so quick to shut off the training. And like you say, you miss a work, it's hard to come back and run the next week. And you want to, if you're looking out for the safety of the horsemen have to make the call. And I don't blame them for waiting until things are right before they can run again. So it hurts the product long range. And again, we have the most strict protocols in the country in California. Sometimes it helps, but a lot of times it hurts our business.
And, John, I will say this. I'll give Del Mar some kudos for getting that Friday card and running it as fast as they can for the next opening day of racing, which is Monday. They just took the Friday card and dropped it over to Monday, and they're going to, it's a 48-hour difference, et cetera. But when you cancel a card and maybe reschedule it for the next week, that kind of messes up the scheduling as well.
Well, it's not quite a drop it over. They used 4 of those dirt races on Saturday's card from Friday, and they're planning on having 5 grass races on Monday. They'll enter today for Sunday and Monday. So they are so backlogged in getting turf races up and going now that I think there are like 28 or extra races that they can enter today for Sunday and Monday. So we'll see how many turf races they can get, and that again, it'll depend on the weather.
Well, if the weather holds off, do you think that maybe they'll go to maybe 11 or 12 races to get some more races in on Sunday and Monday?
They've talked about maybe having an extra race or two, but we're talking about daylight now, Ralph.
Yeah.
It gets dark pretty early, so.
Well, they can always back up. They can always back up post times. The race players, we don't care. We're up early.
Yeah, yeah. I honestly don't know. I don't think they don't know yet until they see. Again, we're supposed to have a pretty good storm coming in tonight, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, well, all I can tell you is the storms that you get, we get, and it's been cold and damp. It went from a nice fall weather here. They flipped the switch, and now it's cold and damp, and all the winter clothing are out now here in Las Vegas. The only good thing about it is we do need the water here, but maybe a little bit more at a pace that's a lot better to absorb than we get right now. But that's just Mother Nature, that's for sure. Change in the Lindo report then.
Yes, I did the late pick 5 for Churchill Downs today. I'll do that also for tomorrow and Saturday before we pick up Del Mar again for Saturday, Sunday, and now Monday.
And although we don't have a show on Monday, you will be doing a Linda report for Monday for Del Mar, and it will be available here at the South Point Racebook free of charge as well, right?
Yeah, if we run in Southern California, they'll have it there at the South Point.
All right, so that's the new schedule there. I know that you have Churchill Downs, the pick 5 suggestion, and I know that when you begin each week with the Linda report at a certain racetrack, you give an update on the jockey and trainer standings.
Yeah, down at Churchill, through yesterday, Arad Ortiz now has 27 wins. He's the leader. His brother, Jose Ortiz, is second with 23. Luis Saez picked up a win yesterday. He's got 17 wins. As far as the trainers go, Brad Cox won 2 more yesterday. He's got 11 winners. And then you have a 3-way tie for second. Brendan Walsh, Steve Asmussen, and Joe Sharp. They've each got 7 winners. And for you, Ralph, favorites down there at Churchill hitting right around 40% for the meet.
Well, the favorites down there, there have been some really odds-on horses. But we'll get that straightened out, no doubt about it. So the brothers Ortiz have accounted for 50 races between them at Churchill Downs. And I think with the 2 winners yesterday, Cox has now had 13 wins instead of the 11.
Right.
I think the 2...
I'm sorry. If I said 11, it's supposed to be 13.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, 13 wins there. Okay. Well, you got the last 5 at Churchill. I'm sure you got a pick for us.
Let's go to race 6. I'll take on Richie in the 6th race today. Number 3, Storm the Streets, got run down going 2 turns on the grass at Aqueduct. Both of his lifetime wins have been around 1 turn. He likes the main track at Churchill Downs. I think he falls into a good trip, stalking the pace and getting first run on the closers. I don't know if we'll get the 5-1 morning line, but anything close, and there's value there. Number 3, Storm the Streets, race number 6, Churchill Downs.
All right, you guys gave me a Siraco play today. In the 6th race, you like number 3, Storm the Streets. The 3, Storm the Streets with IRAD aboard is your play. Richie had the 10 horse, so I got a Siraco exacta box of 3, 10, 10, 3 in that 6th race. And don't forget, John's got a suggested late pick 5, last 5 races, Churchill, the Linda report right now here at the South Point, free of charge exclusively for the race players, and the only place you can get it in Las Vegas. Thanks a lot, John. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Stay dry.
I will. Good luck today, Ralph.
All right, you got him, my man. Now we're going to go to Jerry Jackowitz, who hopefully is staying dry as well here in Las Vegas. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning. My bucket in the backyard. So I have my own range.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Your measuring system. Yep.
Right. It's well over, it's over an inch that I've taken in my backyard.
Wow.
This week.
Well,
I'm leaving it up for a few days.
We do need the water, but they'd space that. Mother Nature could space it out a little bit more. We do need the water, but not so much so frequently.
Yeah, just this week. I'm not including the previous one where we got an inch.
Oh, you emptied the bucket from last week. You emptied the bucket from last week?
That bucket I emptied.
Okay. Well, let's put a bucket winner here together at Aqueduct, since your Del Mar sheet is a.
I have to increase the volume. I was having trouble hearing you.
Okay, let's have a pick at Aqueduct.
I got you. It's on my end.
All right, Aqueduct.
All right, we're going to go to the 9th at Aqueduct today. We have this horse, Power Speed, the 9 horse. It's sort of a good handicapping instruction, so I don't mind giving it out. It's a star horse on the sheet. Very hard to rate because we're going to turf, and the horse has 2 speed and fade moves on the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to figure out, can this horse do better on the turf than he can on the dirt in terms of being able to carry his speed and run efficiently. And there's a lot of positives and there's a few negatives here. So I think if you get 72 or higher, it might be a good play. But this is two sprints to a route, change in surface from dirt to grass.
Mm-hmm.
Top trainer and Todd Pletcher, John Velasquez takes the reins. I'll take the 9 with the 1, 2, 3, 8, and 13. It's the 9 with the 1, 2, 3, 8, and 13. Do my reverses. I'm playing if I get, a minimum of 7. I won't go below 7-2.
Well, he's 5-1 on the he's 5-1 on the morning line. You got a couple of scratches in the race, but he's 5-1 on the morning line. You do go 5 deep in the link-ups, though. The 1, 2, 3, 8, and 13 all are still in the race, so you got 5 deep with your link-ups, but the 9 is the key. And, of course, you do a reverse as well, just in case. And, of course, Jerry J's Power Pages for all of Aqueduct, available right now at jerryjspowerpage.com. And although he gave you a star horse in that race, He still has a few pop-out keys, stars, and V's yet on the sheet, so make sure you get it.
Plenty of good stuff.
All right. Well, that takes care of it. We want you to stay dry and your bucket as well. So go ahead and say it.
Have a great race day, everybody.